Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Clark with the Rise to Wealth. I wanted to make a quick video to give you my opinion where the best rental property areas are in Reno, Nevada, where I lived for 2 years from 2020 to 2022. And I'm going to tell you where they are and then tell you why I think that they are the best places to invest. The first is NorthWest Reno, and the second is Damonte Ranch. And I'll give you the fundamental reasons and then also some of the quality of life reasons for why it's a good place to put your money, as well as why people are moving there and why I think people are going to continue to move to these two specific areas, which are both growing areas with a lot of demand and a lot of rental demand inside of Reno, which, if you hadn't heard already, has a booming economy and it's changing up quite a bit, which all started with Elon Musk and Tesla coming into town. There's a lot of other businesses coming to Reno, Nevada. So I really believe this city is going to continue to get more popular in terms of investment, people moving there, and that's going to mean a lot for rental property investors. And if you want to take advantage of this, that's these two areas I think are going to have a lot of growth in rental income and also appreciation. So the first one we'll drive into is NorthWest Reno. And if you're not familiar with Reno, there's this loop around the whole city, which is the 659 that goes around the whole city. And NorthWest Reno is really this area right here, which is in this section that is in just the top left northwest of Reno. And this has a really good school district. Both of the rental properties I have are in this area. And if I zoom out here, you'll notice another key thing about NorthWest Reno is that it's sort of sandwiched between these two mountain ranges. So in terms of building, it's very hard to build more supply there. And so that's going to restrain to some effect the number of rental properties which are available, so that you don't have 100 different houses that are all the same and everyone's listing it for rent and you're sort of competing with a bunch of different people. That is definitely the case if you buy rental properties kind of more further in the north. As you can see, this is just a huge valley. And if you've been to this area, it's just sprawling suburbs that go on and on and on. And you can pretty much build all the way up into here. It's not like a hardcore mountain range like they have in NorthWest Reno. The other huge benefit, and this is a quality of life thing, is that if you just scroll this way a little bit, you can see it's how close it is to Truckee, where there's a lot of great dining, as well as Tahoe. You're about 35 minutes from North Star Resort, about 45 minutes from Palisades Tahoe. So if you're a big skier, you like just getting into the mountains, it's very easy to get from NorthWest Reno over to this amazing Lake Tahoe. And the second area, I should say, is Damonte Ranch, which is in this area kind of around the Double Diamond Parkway. I think the best way to look at it is really Damonte Ranch High School, kind of all that area surrounding this. So really in this area right here. So this is Damonte Ranch High School. And so all of these areas surrounding this are really, really popular. A lot of people from California moving into this area. This area is much newer builds than NorthWest Reno. Great area. One thing that's really cool is up into here you can actually see horses that are wild horses up in here. You can feed them. I've done that. It's pretty cool. But from a quality of life, not only is the schools really good and there's a lot of great dining in this area and new development, but if you jump on the Mount Rose Highway, you can get to Mount Rose right here. This is actually only around like a 25-minute drive. So this is where people from Damonte Ranch primarily go to ski. The only caveat to this is if you're on this route, you can see it's very twisty and windy, so it makes it a little bit challenging if you don't have snow tires. Getting up there, you certainly want to be careful when going up Mount Rose because it's very squiggly and also very steep. But one thing I wanted to show was just the rental demand of this area. I'll jump into this. So we're now in hot pads, which I've mentioned before is one of my favorite tools to get a sense of the demand in an area. So if we look at rent NorthWest Reno, this is just one place I've looked up that is for rent right now. This is a 4.2 in NorthWest Reno. And one thing I always talk about is you want to look at the competition for this rental. You can see people are already contacted it and won in the past week. Here's another place for 3,100. That's pretty high in this area, so I'm not sure if they'll. So even at 3,100, this has one contact. Here's another one. This one probably has some good contacts on it. But as you can see, there are people who are interested in this area. And then if we jump to Damonte Ranch, I'm sure it's probably the same. But Damonte Ranch actually has rents that are slightly higher. It has a little more demand, but you will notice that the prices are a little higher. So for example, here's one for $3,200. And see if this have any contacts. So one contact. So as you can see, both NorthWest Reno and Damonte Ranch both have really high demand. With interest rates the way they are, it's hard to cash flow. You'd really have to find something that you'd want to fix up, maybe in the 500s in Damonte Ranch, and try to find something in Northwest Reno in the 400s that you could fix up and maybe you could break even. So Reno is definitely not a cash flow heavy area. It's more about betting on the economy of Reno, which is diversified quite a bit, and just the incoming population growth. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if there's any other type of videos like this you'd like me to make, but wanted to share my insights from living in Reno for 2 years. Thought this would be helpful to anyone who is thinking about investing into the area or even moving there for a short time or for good. Feel free to ask me anything you want in the comments, and have a great week.